welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. Finally, let's bring it in for a hug because it's been a while. Virtual hugs. I love it. So my last video was a chit chat get ready with me about like a little over 2 weeks ago, where I basically was just chatting with you guys about how I really wanted a break and I just wanted to take some time off. I never really do that, so that's why I wanted to update you guys. I know a lot of people were like, girl, you're being dramatic and you're updating us. You don't really need to explain yourself. But first of all, you guys know I'm dramatic and extra like that. But I also never really take breaks, so I just wanted to let you guys know what was up. I consider you all like my virtual besties, so I always have to update you guys whenever there's like a big change or something going on. And to me, that was big because I'm always pretty consistent for the most part. Not perfect, but you know, I'm always posting, I'm always active on social media for the most part. So that was really the first time where I like completely like took a step back and I was not doing any work related stuff for like 2 weeks. So it was really nice. Hector and I actually finally went on our honeymoon. It was nice to kind of have that to ourselves and spend time together. And then when I got back this past week, I was just catching up on emails, DMs, and doing things around the house that I was always procrastinating on that I finally got around to doing, like cleaning our blinds, like, you know, stuff like that. So it felt really good to take some time off, especially time off of social media. Like I was still on YouTube watching videos and looking at comments and everything, but to take a step back from, you know, Instagram and everything, that was great. 10 out of 10 would recommend everybody to do that, but especially if you are a content creator, you need to do that. It's necessary for your mental health and just in general. So definitely recommend doing that, even if it's just for a few days or for a weekend. Get off social media for a little bit. PSA to everybody. But yeah, thank you guys for all your sweet comments and for reaching out to all of you guys who did reach out on my last video on Instagram, and also shout out to all of my fellow content creator friends. You guys are awesome and I appreciate all of you guys as well. So yeah, I'm back. My normal video schedule will be resuming as of right now. So new videos every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So make sure you subscribe. But yeah, today we're doing favorites. I have quite a few current favorites, things that I have been loving for the past couple months actually, because it's been a while since I did a current favorites. So a couple of these products I talked about them in my top 3 in every makeup category video, but I wanted to talk about them again because they're that good, and I have a couple of new favorites in here as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Grab a snack, get cozy, and let's get into it. So let's start off with some primers. Actually, pretty much I honestly have mostly all face products. So first I have the NYX Bare With Me Daily Moisturizing Primer. So this is SPF 30 in it. So this is very similar to the Milani SPF 30 primer that I love, that I always rave about. I've been using that for like a few months and I love it. So this is very similar. Obviously it's like a primer, moisturizer, and it has SPF in it, but it's a little bit different. The formula is a little bit different. It has a scent, whereas the Milani one really doesn't. So this is a little bit more runny and more of like a thinner type of consistency versus the Milani one that's more of like a thicker cream. And when I say thick, I mean that in the best way possible because that one is super hydrating. I actually have it right here, hold on. So I got a new one because I completely ran out of the other one, but this is the one that I use all the time. I'm gonna try to like do a swatch of these to show you guys the difference, if hopefully you can see. So this is a swatch of the Milani one. By the way, don't mind my nails, they are so damaged because I've been ripping off my press-on nails. 0 out of 10 do not recommend. So we're rocking the natural nails for a little bit, but this is what the Milani one looks like just on the back of my hand, and then I'll show you guys the NYX one. But this one is a little bit more kind of thinner and more runny, whereas the Milani one is definitely like thicker kind of moisturizing cream. I like them both, honestly. I can't really say that I like one more than the other. I think it just depends on what specifically you're looking for, but the NYX one is great for like every day. I have been using it even like when I'm not wearing any makeup. Like this has been like my everyday kind of SPF. I love the one from Tula, but I actually completely ran out of it and I had this one and I'm like, let me just use this one up right now because the Tula one is very expensive. This one is very different than that one anyway. It's just very lightweight. It's a very like thin kind of runny formula, but it gives your skin this really pretty kind of healthy glow. And obviously with the SPF in it, it's great. So it's a great everyday SPF if you're looking for something maybe that isn't as thick as the Milani one. But I love the Milani one. This is also great under makeup if you want something super hydrating. But this one definitely gives you more of a dewy finish to the skin. No glitter, no shimmer. It's just a really pretty dew. These two are fabulous, but the NYX one has been like my go-to every day. And I actually wore this pretty much every single day on my honeymoon. Hector even wore it as well. So it's great under makeup, great on its own, and it's super lightweight, doesn't give you a white cast, blends into the skin really easily, and the scent is super light. Another product that I've been loving is from Believe Beauty. This is actually from their new skincare line. So you guys know Believe Beauty is available at Dollar General. All of their products are like $5 and under, and they recently launched hair care in the beginning of this year, and then now they launched some skincare a few months back. Or actually, I don't know exactly when they launched because I've been testing out the products for a few months. They sent them to me like before they launched, and I have been loving a couple of the products. I do have a couple couple standout products from what I did test out, and this is one of them. So this is the Face Toning Mist, and this is infused with witch hazel and lotus extract. So this is obviously like a toning kind of facial spray, and you could use this in many different ways. So you could use this as part of your skincare, like as a toner, which sometimes I do if I want a little extra hydration, because I love sprays in the morning before makeup. They just feel so good and just very refreshing. That's why every time I do my makeup, I'm always using a primer water, like I swear by it. So in the morning, if I want a little extra hydration, this is a good addition. I still have the same exact skincare routine pretty much because I loved all the products that I used, but this is just something that I have been really loving just for those days when I want some extra hydration. And what I really like about it is that it does give you that boost, but it doesn't dry out the skin. It doesn't sting. It doesn't have any alcohol in it. It's very lightweight, but it's almost very like minty and refreshing. So in the morning, it does feel really good. And also before makeup as well, to prep the skin, this has been one of my go-tos. I also really like it for whenever I'm shaving my face. So what I like to do is I kind of will just basically drown my skin in this, and then I can see the peach fuzz kind of being raised, and you can, you know, when you spray your face, you can kind of see everything that comes up to the surface. So I will spray a ton of this on my face, and then I will go in with my little Tinkle facial razors that I get from Amazon. Since my peach fuzz is kind of raised, I can see exactly where to shave and where to remove all the peach fuzz, and it's amazing. And since this is so hydrating, when I glide the razor on my face, it feels so good. It doesn't like burn or sting, and I'm like less likely to cut myself versus going in and like kind of dry shaving, which I used to do. And then I was using aloe vera, and then I was using a primer oil for the face, but now I like this so much better because I feel like it's honestly easier, obviously, because you just spray your face, and it's a little bit less harsh, and it's just more like calming on the skin, because whenever I'm done, my face doesn't burn. It feels super, super soft and just very plump and hydrated. So I really like this spray. I think, again, whether you want to incorporate it in your skincare routine or if you want it just before makeup, it's a really nice like toning mist. I love the fact that this one is a spray. You don't have to worry about like a cotton pad or anything. You just spray your face and then follow up with any serums or moisturizer and SPF afterwards, and you're good to go. Or again, you can follow up with your usual primers, foundation, and it's perfect under makeup. I also love their sheet masks. They have some really good products. Next up, let's talk about a new foundation that I have been loving. So this is the Uoma Beauty by Sharon C Flawless in Real Life Skin Perfecting Foundation. I love this foundation so much, and I'm actually glad that I continued to use it, because the first time that I tested it out a few months back, actually, I used it with their Natural Glow Vitamin C Serum, and I did not like the combination. It just balled up on the skin. It just did not look good no matter what I did. So I was convinced that it was the serum, and it was, because this looks so beautiful with so many other primers. I've tried it with the Milani primer. I've tried it with the NYX SPF 30 primer. I've tried it with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty primer, and it looks so good with so many different primers. It's such a pretty natural foundation. I would say it almost, like when you do a really light layer, it kind of just looks like a skin tint a little bit, but with a lot more better coverage than most. And then when you build it up, you get this really pretty kind of natural dewy finish with very beautiful buildable coverage. So this has been my favorite. Again, this is a foundation that I also brought to my honeymoon. It's long wearing. Just, you know, be careful with what kind of maybe skincare you're using underneath, because it can like pool and ball up and everything. So I always recommend letting your skincare sit for a little bit before going in with makeup and primers and all that. It's also very smoothing on the skin. Like even like before I set it and everything, it looks so airbrushed. I'm in the shade Honey Honey T1, and I feel like it still matches me really well, even though I did get a little bit of color, not too much. I was trying to stay away from the sun. When I was younger, I used to love tanning, but now I'm like, like get me away from the sun. I tan super easily, but yeah, this shade still, I think, matches me perfectly. It was a little bit too dark, but I think since I got some color, it's like perfect right now. So you can get it at Walmart. It is like 15 bucks, but I think that's like pretty good, like standard, like top pricing when it comes to the drugstore. That's usually like my limit. Sometimes 20, sometimes, but 15 bucks is usually like my top drugstore price point. But yeah, it's really, really nice. I should have probably cleaned mine beforehand. Does that bother you guys? I know it bothers a couple people when makeup products are dirty when they're being shown. It honestly doesn't bother me. If anything, I'm like, oh wow, like they're actually using the product, so it's like satisfying. Yeah, I'm not good at that, and I don't clean my makeup because I kind of like the way it looks when it's like a little bit beat up, because it just shows like you've been using it and you love it. Let's move into concealer. So this has been my favorite ride or die full coverage concealer. I talked about this in my top 3 favorites video, but I'm talking about it again because I really love it. It is the Hailey's Beauty Rewind Blurring Full Coverage Concealer. This is intense coverage. It's gonna cover up everything that you need it to. This is also waterproof. It's long wearing, like through crying, through this heat, through sweating, through everything. It's kind of like Tarte Shape Tape, but like not as drying. And I feel like you don't need as much as you would need with Tarte Shape Tape to get that full coverage. Definitely don't recommend using a lot, because if you do, it can get a little bit too heavy looking on the skin. So like less is more. If you use the right amount of product for your under eyes, it's gonna look beautiful. And this is a matte concealer, which I normally don't really like because I don't love my under eyes. You guys are probably sick of me talking about them. So I normally go for things that are a little bit more hydrating these days for my under eyes, but this concealer is great because it's matte, but it's very creamy and hydrating at the same time. So I'm in the shade Light Neutral. I could probably maybe go up one shade just because I did get some color when I was on vacation, but I used it today and I feel like I was able to make it work. It was a little bit light, but it's not too light. It's great for the under eyes and also for spot concealing as well. Next up, we have some cream. Actually, let's talk about a powder really quick and then we'll get into some of the creams. So I have the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Mattifying Powder. This is so good. This will make your makeup look super smooth and matte, but not drying. I'm a huge fan of the Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. It gives you great coverage, but it does have a matte finish. But again, it's not drying, which whenever I'm talking about matte products, just know that they're not drying on the skin and that they're not too matte, like with the concealer and everything and with this powder. So this one is in light medium and I love it for setting my face. I don't really use it for my under eyes, but to set the face, it is such a good powder. It's also a really good touch-up powder as well. I could probably again go up a shade right now just because I do have a little bit of color, but I used it today and I feel like it was good. I love how this makes my makeup look. It's just a really good powder. I don't feel like it also makes my makeup cakey or anything. It doesn't add a ton of like extra coverage or anything to the skin, so I can use it if I do need to like touch up or anything, or just kind of refresh my makeup throughout the day. It's not going to make me look extra cakey. So yeah, this is bomb. I love it. This has been my go-to face setting powder. Moving into creams, I have two cream blushes actually. So one is a little bit more affordable, or a lot more affordable, and the other one is pricey. Let's get the pricey one out of the way first. Okay, this is the Patrick Ta. I know, so fancy. Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush. This one is in Do We Know Her? So I was watching Nicole Tamberg when she first raved about this, and the minute that I saw this, I was like, okay, I need that, because this is like me in like a blush form. Like if I could be a blush, it would be these kind of colors. But what I love about this so much is the fact that, well, yeah, the cream blush is very long wearing and it's very beautiful. It doesn't like lift any products underneath whenever you do apply it. But I love the fact that it comes with a powder in one. It's just so convenient. But the formula is also really, really nice as well. But this is such a good product. It's like, why don't more brands do this? So basically on the top you have the cream and it has a little lid on it so you can like protect it and keep it nice, which is great because it's so expensive. So it's like you want to make these products last and look good for as long as possible. So I love that little extra feature. It's the little things. And then we have the powder here as well. See, I don't really like to do swatches because this looks boring. It doesn't even look like much, but I'm telling you guys, it is so pretty on the cheeks. And again, both of these are very buildable. So this is just one little baby swatch that I did. But if you really want to take it there and build it up with the cream blush especially, you could do that. So I feel like this could honestly work with so many different skin tones. When I use this, I'm actually very light-handed with it because it can get very pigmented and very bright on the cheeks very fast. You can see I built it up a little bit more there so you can see it. And then the powder is a perfect addition to this cream blush. It just complements it really well. It's not the same exact color. It's a little bit lighter, but it's lighter in the pan versus on the cheeks. But when you build it up, you can get it also to be a little bit brighter. But the combo of these together is great. I just love the idea of the cream and the powder in one. It was very travel friendly for me and it was very easy. Now talking about something a little bit more affordable, which is also really, really nice that I've been loving, is the Undone Beauty Lip to Cheek palette. So this is a 3-in-1 kind of color cream. You can use this on your cheeks and I believe you can also use this on your eyes as well and also on your lips. But I really like it for the lips and also for the cheeks. This is going to be the perfect cream blush for fall. This, by the way, it's in the color Rosewood. This is what the color looks like. Look at that pigment. I mean, I did dip my brush or dip my finger in quite a bit, but this color is everything. This is great for every day, for fall makeup looks. I think this is gonna be such a staple because it is such a pretty shade. It's not too pink or muted. It's not too dark. It's just like, it's perfect. See, it has a little bit of a dew, but again, it's super natural, similar to the Patrick Ta finish. It's not too much on the skin, but it's extremely pigmented, and I love the fact that you can use this on your cheeks and then also on your lips. It gives you such a pretty tint on your lips, kind of like your lips but better. So products like this I think are just so practical for those days when you just don't want to do a lot, you don't have a lot of time, but you want to look a little put together and, you know, rosy and cute. this is beautiful. So I've been loving this. I really don't use this with my finger, by the way. I normally use it with a brush. This is usually how I do, like I'll dip in here and then look at that. I'll dip on the back of my hand and then apply it, and it's so, so nice. The formula is great, also very long wearing. Moving into more face products, I have some blushes, some bronzers, some highlight. I actually just have one bronzer. I talked about the Juvia's Place Bronzed Medium Duo in my top 3 favorites video, but I have to mention it again because you guys, this has been my go-to ever since I got it, and it looks brand new. It doesn't even look like I've been using this at all, and that's what I love about this formula. It is so smooth. There's no kickback, no fallout. It's just like smooth and buttery and buildable and just amazing. This is usually what I do. I'll just take my brush, dip into both of these. Like, you can go ham with this. You can go back and forth, and there's no kickback, but you can see you get pigment on your brush, and then when you apply it, it just gives you the prettiest kind of bronzy look to the skin. These are great for bronzing or contouring because they are matte, but the formula is so luxe, so high-end, that every time I use this, I'm like, it doesn't even look like I'm using it. That's how good the formula is, which is very rare for bronzers and blushes to not be like flying all over the place, which that usually doesn't really bother me if the product is pigmented and easy to work with, but this is like next level. Like, this is a good like Fenty dupe or something for like their bronzer because of the formula. And then same for blush. This has been my little duo that I have also been reaching for quite a bit. I'm wearing this today. This one is also from, I didn't even tell you what it is. It's the Blushed Rouge Volume 2 palette from Juvia's Place. Wow, you guys, like, wow. Trying to find my brush to show you again. No kickback, nothing, but holy cow, look at that pigment. It's intense, it's beautiful. You also get a little mirror, so again, very travel friendly. Just such a beautiful luxe formula. That's like the best way for me to describe it. Luxe formula, pigmented, long wearing. All right, highlighters. This little highlighting trio from Believe Beauty. This is the Luminizing Glow Trio. It's in the shade On Cloud 9. This has been my go-to highlighter. I love everything about it. I'm also wearing it today. This is intense. This, you can see, it's a little bit powdery, but it is beautiful on the skin. It's very smooth. It's not glittery, and it's definitely buildable. So if you want a very intense, like wet looking glow, you can build it up to that. But if you want something a little bit lighter, you could just tone it down by using a little bit less product, and you'll get a very pretty glow as well. I love all 3 shades. This does come in a darker version as well, and these are beautiful also as eyeshadows or for like the inner corner. I love this color right here. It's kind of one of those shades that looks like one color in the pan, but then when you apply it, it has an undertone of like a different shade. So this one looks kind of white in the pan, but then when you swatch it, you can see it's more of like a gold. Today I mixed both of these right here, and it's such a nice formula. This is like $5. Basically, these will make your skin look like wet, juicy, plump, glowy skin. I love the fact that I go from Patrick Ta, which is very pricey. To me, this is like luxury, to Believe Beauty, which is $5. Like, this is me. This is how I like to do things. I like to mostly stick to like affordable, like, you know, average kind of priced makeup, and then I'll sprinkle a little bit of high end in the mix, and that's how I like it. So yeah, this is really good, and it's a good little highlighting trio that you need. I think it's good for the summer, but also like for fall, I think it's very pretty, just because again, it's going to give you that wet look without being chalky and glittery on the skin. Also, I don't really have much for eyeshadows. I've been dabbling into a couple different eyeshadow palettes in my collection, but I'm still, by the way, loving my little Milani eyeshadow duos. These are so good. I picked up more shades. They're in my makeup bag. I traveled with them. They're amazing. So yeah, this is still a current favorite of mine. I did a look with these little eyeshadow duos, but what I love about these so much is that you can pretty much create a look with just these 2 shades, and that's it. So whenever I don't really want to use any eyeshadow palettes, I will just use these, and that's it. I'm good to go. These pop a little inner corner highlight, and you have a very simple eyeshadow look that looks more complicated than what it is. So I love these. The shade Hot Couple, by the way, is still my favorite, and mine looks all beat up and crazy because yeah, I've been using them, but I love it. This is a good little duo. We're almost done. I have some lip products, and then I want to talk about some jewelry. So, okay, first I wanted to mention this Velvet Matte Liquid Lipstick from Believe Beauty. I'm wearing it today. This one's in the shade Charmed. I don't think I've ever tried this color. This is newer, so I'm kind of cheating because I just got this a few days ago, but I've been loving this color. I think this is going to be my go-to kind of nude for the fall. That is the shade right here. Again, I have it on my lips right now. I could probably add a little bit more. to really show you the color. So I do have gloss on over top, but like, hello, this is so pretty. And I really like Believe Beauty's liquid lipstick formula. In general, they have a lot of great products for the price point. Again, $5 and under. But these are really nice because they do feel very moussey and lightweight. They don't dry out your lips. They're great under glosses or just like on their own. They have a couple different shades, but I was surprised to see this color because it's more of like a kind of brown nude versus like pinky nude. So I think it's perfect for fall, and I just wanted to mention it because you guys will be seeing this in a lot of upcoming videos. And by the way, one layer is all you need. That is just one swipe. So the pigment on these is real. It gives you the perfect, most even layer of color on your lips. Let's talk about some glosses that I have been loving. So if you love to support female small owned businesses, listen up, we have a good one here. So FAWN Beauty, I mentioned these in my Shop My Stash video, but prior to that I was using these glosses. They were on my vanity. They're not only super cute, first of all, like the packaging, let's take a moment. It is stunning and sleek. I love frosted glass packaging in makeup. I just think it is so beautiful. And like the pink caps, everything, like the detail, I love. So these glosses are really nice because I believe they're called like serum lip glosses, but that's exactly what they feel like on the lips. They are super lightweight and they give you the perfect glossy finish without feeling or looking like you're wearing a ton of lip gloss. So it just adds like the perfect shine, wet, juicy look to your lips. Perfect for every day, perfect for those of you who don't like the feeling of lip gloss, because I feel like honestly you cannot feel the lip gloss when you have it on your lips. Like that's how nice the formula is. They also smell really good. They smell not like artificial. They smell like the true like shea butter and like true like ingredients. Like you can actually smell them in the lip gloss. And the one specifically, which is one of my favorites, Coffee Girl, it smells like you're in a coffee shop. Like it smells like actually authentic coffee. Like the scents are so real. So some of these do have a little bit more color than others, but for the most part a lot of them are like very sheer. Like they're gonna give you not a ton of color, but just like the perfect amount. So I have Coffee Girl right here, and then I have Honey right here, which is more of like the rose shade, but that is what they both look like. I know they look similar, but I promise they're different. And then I have the color Spicy that I wanted to mention that I feel like is great for the summertime. So this is, look at that, Spicy. So Spicy obviously has more pigment to them. Some of them, like I said, have more pigment than others, but the formula is consistent all around and it's just so nice on the lips. So these are great, and you guys know I love to support small indie brands or just small brands in general, and like female owned businesses, that's my jam. So check these out. I love to see it. And this is a good find. So definitely go show some love to FAWN Beauty. They have great things, and they have a ton of other colors as well. These are just a couple of the ones that I have been reaching for, but there's a ton of shades on her website. Okay, so that is pretty much it for all of the makeup products. The rest of the stuff that I have is super random. This is the one random thing that I wanted to mention just because I was traveling and using it a lot, but this is from Real Techniques. It's like this little case to store your beauty sponge in. And the reason I wanted to mention this is because obviously like I was traveling and I was using it because when I was packing my sponge, but this fits so many different sponges, not just one from Real Techniques. Like this will fit, like this one here is from Milani and it fits in here perfectly. I have this one here from Hailey's Beauty, and these also do fit when the sponge is wet and they're a little bit bigger and expanded as well. Honestly, whenever I was traveling, I would usually just like throw my sponge in the mix and it would just be like flying all over the place in my makeup bag, but it's really nice to have a little case, and this is super easy to clean. It is like a silicone case as well, which I didn't expect for some reason when I saw the packaging. I thought this was like hard, like plastic, but it's actually silicone, so it's super easy to clean and travel with and maneuver, and it's flexible. It's great, and there's little holes in it as well, so you don't have to worry about your sponge getting like stinky and moldy or anything. So I love it. It's great, and I just wanted to shout that out because I think it's a good little travel find. Last but not least, I wanted to shout out some jewelry that I have been loving, or I would say jewelry brands. So first I have Sencilla Jewels, another small Latina female owned business that I love. So they have the cutest pieces. I wear their ring all the time right here. This ring right here, I'll pop a picture of it, is so cute. It's perfect with pretty much like anything, like for everyday jewelry. Sencilla Jewels is where it's at. They have the cutest pieces that you could obviously also dress up and layer, but they're great quality, great pricing, and their rings are so beautiful, and they are just perfect again for like every day. They have definitely become a staple whenever I get ready and like I go out. I always like to put a ring on, and they also have another one that's like a croissant ring. I believe that's what it's called. That one is amazing as well. I also love this necklace right here. This is a good layer layering piece, and it's beautiful. I haven't had any issues with any of their jewelry tarnishing or like turning my neck or like my body green or anything, and I have very sensitive skin. Also, their earrings, I wear these all the time, these little mini chunky hoops, but they have a ton of other ones that I love as well. These are one of my favorites, and yeah, they're very comfortable. Also, I will say I'm not really one to sleep in jewelry or anything, but lately I've been wearing hoops and like my little chunky gold hoops even when I'm not wearing makeup, and sometimes I fall asleep and I leave my jewelry in, and these are so comfortable. Like I don't even feel them sometimes whenever I am sleeping, so I love them. Love Sensea Jewels. And then the last company that I wanted to shout out is Go-Go Lush. That's actually where my necklace is from, which I will link down below. But Go-Go Lush I actually found through TikTok, and this is actually a Black female-owned business, which I also love. But the reason I wanted to mention them is because this necklace I wore every single day on my honeymoon. I literally didn't take it off. Like I showered with it, I got in the ocean with it, and it did not tarnish. It is still in amazing condition, and like I'm super impressed with the quality. And the reason I love this little necklace for every day is because it says jazz on it. So it's a very simple, cute piece that I feel like goes with a lot of different clothing pieces, and just like in general, it's good for every day. And you can obviously customize it to whatever you want. And I bought a couple pieces. I actually purchased like a lot of stuff whenever I did shop on their website, and I've been so impressed with the quality ever since. They also have really good customer service as well. But yeah, I'm just impressed that, because I wore actually 2 other necklaces. So I had this one, and then I had 2 other ones that I layered, and they unfortunately completely tarnished. They were not from Sensea Jewels. They were like much cheaper quality, so it kind of figured that was gonna happen, but it happened so quickly, like just after a day. And then I was like, I wonder if it's gonna happen with this one, and it didn't. And I was like, wow, like that's super, super impressive. I used to really only get my jewelry from like Forever 21, like different places like that, and then I started discovering these other brands, and I'm like, there's so many great like small businesses, or just like, you know, more indie businesses that have really great quality jewelry at a great price. So I just had to shout out both of them because I wear their jewelry all the time and I always get questions about it. So those brands, they're it. So that is it for my current favorites. Lots of great products, lots of great brands, 3 amazing female-owned businesses. So definitely go show them some love. I will link everything in the description box below, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Feel free to leave any video requests that you guys may have for the fall season. I know it's not really fall technically, but as soon as it's like end of August, beginning of September, like my mind is in fall mode. So yeah, that is it for now. Thank you guys for everything, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.